Hello, so I'm back again. I wanted to do a second part to the last video I did regarding failed placement. I want to now talk about the opposite side of the story, more based around the adoptive parents. And there's a couple things that I definitely want to address on. The first one I want to talk about is our failed placement. I didn't mention that we had one in the last video because, to be honest, it happened so early on in the stage of getting to know each other that I really just didn't feel, I don't know. There's so many different levels of failed placement, and I felt like it was kind of comparing apples to oranges just because I've seen such hard failed placements that I just don't really see it as such. It was more of just which path were we supposed to take kind of a thing. I was talking to another lady today who had several failed placements as well, and it's not easy. There's nothing, absolutely nothing easy about it. So I just want to let all of you know that who are searching out an adoption and are having a hard time filling your arms with that little baby that you ache and long for and probably have for so long. My heart goes out to you. One thing that I think is important in the whole getting to know each other process, birth parents and also, or expecting parents and also adoptive parents, is that it's really important to be honest and forthcoming with who you are and how you feel. If you're not 100% sure that this is the family for your baby, say it. It's okay to be honest. Adoptive couples, I think, would rather have you be honest with them than to kind of beat around the bush. I know for me, our daughter's birth mom, I respect her so much. We only had 3 weeks to get to know each other, so it was a really short time. And honestly, even up until the hospital, she had never verbalized that she was picking us as a family. So we actually went to the hospital, and we still wondered because we had never had that verbal. Her actions were showing that she was moving forward, but we never had that verbal. She had never once said, "I choose you for her family," that kind of a thing. And in hindsight, we've talked about it, and she actually has expressed that all along that she knew that we were Hazel's parents. You just go through so many emotions as an adoptive couple of, are they going to change their mind? Is this really going to happen? But one thing that I really appreciated is that she didn't say it unless she really meant it. She just couldn't. She wouldn't say that to us. She wouldn't string us out. She wouldn't lead us on. So she waited, and that was okay. Even though there was a little bit of anxiety whether or not she was going to. Oh, it just would have been so awful if she would have been, "Oh, yes, yes," and then in reality she was struggling inside. So this one's for adoptive parents. I think it's important to remember that they don't have much time to make this decision. Some have 9 months, and some start getting more deep into the decision-making plan at the end of the pregnancy. So they really don't have a lot of time to get to know the adoptive couple before they make that beautiful decision. They may be a little timid about saying something, and then all of a sudden adoptive parents backing out. Birth moms, do you feel that way? Let me know so I can make a post about it. Do you feel like you have to walk on eggshells around the adoptive couple so that you don't push them away? I would love to interview someone, an expecting mother or birth mothers who might feel some of those things so that we can have some insight as to how you feel during that getting to know you stage. So we need to remember as adoptive couples that we should not have any sense of entitlement. Easier said than done. I understand that. And to be honest, I wish there was some kind of cure that we could just say, I choose today that I'm not going to have any sense of entitlement whatsoever. But I honestly believe that it's built into us for good reason. All of us want to belong. All of us want to be parents, and so we do have these natural desires and tendencies to be like, to have those sense of entitlements. However, you have to learn to control them and confront them. When they come up, shut them down. When they come up, shut them down. You continually have to fight through it, but I promise you, the more that you work through it, the better it gets. It just gets so much better. I don't fight any of that now, and it's been 2 years since our son was adopted. He was our first, and then 11 months since our daughter was adopted. And it's great that I don't have those feelings. I promise you they'll go away as long as you learn to control them. And I'm sure that with each adoption it's unique, and it takes sometimes longer and sometimes less. So you just have to be patient with yourself, but you have to fight against them, especially during the getting to know you stage, because those babies are not ours. Those babies do not belong to us until those birth moms place them into our arms and the adoption is finalized. And I honestly believe that they become ours when the birth mom makes that decision, and then usually I get my confirmation. I did get an amazing comment from a fan, and I wanted to go ahead and read the post. If you'll give me a second here. I love what you had to say on your video. We have been praying our way through adoption, and recently we have had experience a very sad situation. But all the way through, we have been praying that this young mom would be able to be happy and comfortable with the decisions she would make. And we can tell that she is happy and comfortable with her choice to parent. Even though we were sad that it didn't work out, we were so blessed to be able to pray for her and see her content in her decision. When I heard that comment, I just have to tell you, I was uplifted immediately. I was like, this is what I'm talking about. This comment right here shows pure love. Pure love. And someday, this beautiful couple who wrote this statement, they are going to be embraced by a birth mom and by their child, the child that was chosen for them, the child that is meant to be in their home. And it will be all the more delicious, I think, because they didn't choose to be bitter about the failed placement. They choose to love her through it. And I want to applaud all of you adopted parents who are hoping to adopt, who have adopted, who have gone through a failed placement and have chosen this route, who have chosen to love through a failed placement versus become bitter and hateful, because that is only going to set you back. At the end of the day, it's about love.